gonna show this to you. So this is a Lectric Expedition, which is
What?
by far the most impressive vehicle we've ever done by a mile. So let me kind of just walk you through the whole thing because there's a
Holy
lot to unpack here.
moly. What?
So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had a really cool opportunity to have a Zoom interview with Levi Conlow, who is one of the co-founders and the CEO of Lectric Ebikes. And we went over a little about the trike, and then we moved into the Lectric Expedition before the actual release came out. So this is the basically interview with Levi Conlow about the Expedition, on what their thoughts are, what they made it, how they put it together, why they did everything the way they did, and what it took to make one of the best bikes in the industry today. These bikes are available right now on the website. You can actually go to get one of these bikes by using the link below, ebikeproducts.com/expedition. This will take you to the website. It is an affiliate link. I do get a little commission off it that goes to help support the channel. Doesn't cost you any more to use it, but I gotta say, this is one of, like I said, one of the best bikes out on the industry, the way it's tuned, the way it's made. If you want to see my full interview, the description is in the link below to go ahead and see that video where I go over every bit and spec on it and really get my opinion put to the test about this bike and what Levi had actually said on this interview itself. So check out the video and I will see you in the interview.
So we got this frame. Well, actually, let me give you some context. Is we really want to be in the cargo space. I think it's a great way to replace a car in people's lives, and people that do it, it's like a aha moment, and then suddenly they're taking their kids to school, they're taking them to soccer practice, getting all the groceries, they're running to the hardware store. Like, it can do everything. Like, cargo bikes are sick. And so, you know, I'm a big fan of the Turn GSD. Like, I think those things are awesome. It's kind of stinks that they on the low end are like around $4,000, but really, you know, $6,000 to $9,000. But they're really great products. I like them quite a bit, but just really high price. And then there's the Rad Wagon, which also I have one of those, which spec wise isn't quite where I want in terms of performance and everything. But at $2,000, it's a pretty approachable thing for a cargo bike. But I was like, all right, the Rad Wagon has the most volume of any cargo bike here in the United States. But the Turn is my personal favorite. So, like, all right, let's go after the volume, but let's also go at the king, which is Turn. Like, I totally respect their product. And so we worked on this product since our first prototype was actually done in January 2020. And this one just, COVID in particular, just the amount of testing and changes that were made to this, because this came in a number of different iterations until we landed on this one. So anyways, we went with this frame that has a really tight cockpit in the front. So that it's this tight cockpit in the front, so you can kind of forget you got this really long tail behind you, because it still feels like a bike, especially if there's no weight on the back. You can enjoy this just like a normal bicycle, and you kind of forget you have all this length in the back. We killed any excess length we possibly could, but still have like long tail requirements. But then we added this like web tubing in the back, which made it extremely rigid. That's one of my complaints with some of my other cargo bikes I have is you load up 150, 200 pounds on the back and it gets like a wet noodle. You literally can feel all the flex and whatever. So wanted to eliminate that problem. And so we did this overkill web design here to do it. The strong monotube all the way through. It's not folding here, but it is folding up here. And so it folds up here is, once again, we're doing a bike fully assembled. So the bike is just in this crazy long box and it's already folded down. And when the bike shows up, you just slide the bike out and fold up the handlebars and you're good to go. It's awesome. Ridiculous. So, and this stem here is a new stem that we're using for this product in particular, where it's completely adjustable. If you're, a 5-foot mom, you can have it swept back towards you and like whatever. So it's a lot of range for the person. And that's because we really wanted this to fit people between like 5 foot and like 6'5". So it's just like it had to do that.
I don't think I've seen anybody else have that. Have you seen those? I mean, is that a common thing elsewhere?
It is on some commuter bikes and some expensive cargo bikes, but you really don't see it until you're dropping like 3,000 or 4,000 on something. And then we have this telescoping seat post here just to really add to the range. So like we can now comfortably really fit someone like over 6'5" on this thing, which was important to us. And so we kind of got this platform here, really rigid. The drivetrain, it builds off the 3.0 NX Premium, which is an 1128 freewheel setup. But then let's talk about...
You put 11 on the back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's talk about the motor, because this is what is the most disturbing thing about this thing. Is it's a 750 watt motor, but it peaks out at over 1,300 watts. So, and it's not it will peak out. It will go to 1,300 watts if you want it to. Like it will totally go to 1,300 watts if you put all the weight on it. So like, why did we feel that was necessary? Well, we really wanted this thing to be able to go and carry like anything you could possibly need or take on any hill you find. So here's a couple of things that we've done with this. It's fully rated to the DIM standard at 450 pounds. It can easily hold 450 pounds. And I'll go into another story in a second, but really this can tackle any hill. Like San Francisco, this spent 2 weeks in California trying to find a hill that it couldn't do, and it did not find one. And we brought it down to Santa Cruz. So it went up Russian Hill and Alba, so Broadway Street, and then Alba Road. Even the 3.0 only made it up about 150 feet of Alba Road. It's just an intense climb. And even our competitors' cargo bikes, couldn't even get past 100 feet. This thing went 3.2 miles. And, at certain stretches, it will go at a 28% grade for a prolonged period. Well, we took it to some of the gnarliest hills in California. We're in San Francisco, and we got it at a 31.8% grade, and it was able to do that. So it's just like,
that's awesome.
There has yet to be a single hill that this thing has not gone up. And it has to be able to do it, because I really want people to ditch some of their cars in those cities and just like switch to this. This thing can actually get up some of these hills faster than what a car can get up them. So like we literally passed a car when we were in California going up one of these insane hills. So
that's awesome.
No, the hill climbing ability is absolutely next level, and this power and everything like that. Well, if you're going to climb these hills, you need the brakes to support it, but then you also need the battery to back up going these insane distances. So this is going to be offered in a 1 or 2 battery option. Each battery is 14 amp hours though. So if you get both batteries, you got 28 amp hours of 1.35 kilowatt hour battery at your disposal. And we put 450 pounds on this. And we did throttle only, no pedaling on the Pacific Coast Highway. And it went 58 miles with 450 pounds.
Nice.
Just stupid. And
now, are those batteries exactly the same? So like if you buy 4 batteries, you don't have to worry about which one. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the crazy part about this bad boy is so the programming in this built off of the trike to focus on efficiency and just go insane distances. So one of the things, the levels of assist are no longer speed limited on the XPedition, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go 28 miles per hour on pedal assist 1. It's just only going to give you like 3 or 4 amps of power. So like you can do a lot of the work, but it's still assisting you with, you know, maybe 100 or so, 150 watts of the power, but like you can still get that power. It's not going to cut you off. It's just, or at a certain top speed, it's just going to drain out the amperage that it's letting flow to you. Well, it also works on the throttle. So each level of throttle is also tied to the amperage. And so if you're on pedal assist 1, throttle only, you know, this thing is pretty good at carrying momentum. And so it doesn't zip up to 28 miles per hour, or excuse me, 20 miles per hour on throttle in an instant, but it will, you sit there and you throttle, it will build on itself and it will get under and it will move. And you can easily be going 16 to 18 miles per hour. We had one of our guys, 150-pound rider, sit there, throttle only on the Arizona Canal for 10 hours, right? He's just going back and forth Arizona Canal, and he just ripping the throttle the whole time. He went 150 miles just throttle only because it's just way more efficient. And he's not doing any of the pedaling. It's just not losing any excess energy, right? And when he would come up to a hill, he would just pop it up to 3, zip up the hill quick, and then drop it back into 1, and then just carry the momentum again. And it's just like, it's completely next level program. And so like the trike's motor setup was because we wanted to, you know, cheat a mid-drive, get mid-drive torque and performance without breaking the bank and driving up the cost of this thing. Well, the reason this program came to life is like, all right, how can we get torque sensor feeling a bit without buying a torque sensor? And so that was the original idea of us spending so much time on the software. Anyways, we spent so much time in it, then we were like, wait, we could make this thing way freaking more efficient than we've ever done before. And still, you know, it's a 24 amp controller. So if you're in pedal assist 5, you can still rip this thing if you want to, but you can also have a really tame experience as well. So, you know, if you're someone that has 3 little kids on the back, you can have a really tame ramp up and be just using the throttle right at launch and whatever. And it's also just like class 3 cargo bikes are not that common. Like they just don't exist in major popularity. So anyways, it's one of those things that are going to be see to believe type of things. So like my task to you, Chris, is find a hill that it can't do, because it's just not even possible at this point. We've gotten to some of the most extreme hills in the world and it hasn't fallen victim. Like literally, I think Russian Hill, we put 350 pounds on it and it still didn't. So it's just like, it's meant to be a vehicle than anything. And like I'm saying, it's like we're hitting the ceiling of like what a class 3 e-bike is even allowed to be. Like it peaks out at 1300 watts. It has a 1.35 kilowatt hour battery. It can hold 450 pounds. Like this is a vehicle. Yeah, yes. It's ridiculous. So so this is like the platform, right? The thing is like people want to build it as their own. And what we're doing here is, you know, this is just some of the accessories that are coming on it, so that people can get, but we're trying to make it really priced low and modular for you. So like you may get the running boards and cushions and like that's your platform, but once you have that, like you can get the orbiter and you don't need to rebuy the cushions. These cushions are compatible with the orbiter. These cushions are also compatible with the +1 chair. So like you don't need to buy new cushions just because you got the +1 chair. And so like this is the product for like a larger adult or larger kid to like sit on the back. And then we paired this like swept back handlebars, like literally they sweep back for them. And like
that is
you can,
awesome.
Yeah. Or you can like have your arms on the armchair or whatever. of the plus one chair. The Orbiter works where, you know, you can just like put kids in it and like their arms can hang out the side or like be holding onto it. But also the Yep seat fits inside the Orbiter as well. So you can do one child Yep seat in the back and then, you know, put a kid in the front as well. And like, but the whole thing is like, your kid is going to change a lot over like their you know, first 10 years of their life in terms of just like the size of them. And like, let's make sure that they don't have to keep buying a bunch of expensive accessories as they go up. Like we'll just like create this modular solution so you can kind of just keep doing it. And then this is what I'm most excited about.
I know, I saw that.
So these are massive pannier bags, and they actually are sitting on the running boards here, which like kind of reinforces them and lets them carry a ton of weight. So you can do these extra large pannier bags and put baskets on the top as well. But what I really want to go after is like the Instacart grocery delivery market, where this thing can, you know, it's, even if you're ripping the throttle with higher amperage, like 100-mile range is totally like attainable throttle only. Like that's not out of the question at all. And if you're doing delivery all day long, like you don't want that range anxiety. Like this is the perfect solution for the gig economy, like food delivery and grocery delivery people that are already out there. This is the product because it's got more battery than any of the solutions that they're currently being presented. And also it can carry way more weight than our competition. And oh, you hit a hill, like literally, I don't care. You're going to be able to go up that hill, no problem. Like it's so perfect for that group. And I'm very, very much looking forward to kind of seeing how people literally change the way they move with this product, and not just them, but their family and just their total lifestyle. We might see a really significant change in people.
Are you able to give out the price point on this one yet, or are you still figuring that out?
Yeah. So, there's 150 pound, 150 miles. Yeah, we literally had someone get over 200 miles on pedal assist one with pedaling though. They were pedaling, but we made sure the motor stayed engaged the whole time. But we got over 200 miles on one charge. So it's just like efficiency on steroids. Like that's awesome. That's what we do. So, and you can kind of see the two Yep seats back here. But yeah, you could take one of these Yep seats and just like put like, you know, maybe an 8-year-old is sitting in this rather than the thing. And, you know, an adult can actually comfortably sit on the back here. And there's just all sorts of variations that you can do here. But total payload 450. But so the cargo space, I'm extremely excited about. And I view that this product has more capability than like my Turn GSD. Like it can do more because it can carry more weight, it can go faster, and I get some beautiful systems and whatever. Like I'm still a huge fan of them, but also wildly expensive. But the rigidity of this product is just absolutely dialed. And so I'm such a believer in this product that I'm pricing it in a way where I want it to literally be one of those things where it's like, it's changing the way people move. Like it's actually eliminating some of these cars. And so the single battery is going to be priced at $13.99. And then the dual battery is at $16.99. So I expect most people to go the dual battery because at the end of the day,
why not?
Our 3.0 is a 10 amp hour, and then for an extra $200 you get to add 4 amp hours onto it to a 14 amp hour. This is a 14 amp hour, but for an extra $300 you get to add another 14 amp hours. So like the dollar per amp hour is just ridiculous, where you can't get 28 amp hours of battery, like 1.3 kilowatts anywhere else, right? Especially at that price. Like that's just, it's kind of just completely an outlier to everything in the space. but yeah, you know, I
That's
think it's
awesome.
something that's so easy for someone to get where it's like, okay, I can buy this. It's going to deliver to me fully assembled. The battery and range is absolutely next level. So I don't need to like worry about range anxiety. I don't have to worry about running into a hill because this psychotic dude with long hair is like literally challenging reviewers to try to find any hill that it can't. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be able to take it on. So it's just it is highly, highly capable e-bike, and I hope something people choose to make a part of their lives and really, you know, let it change the way they move, because it's just a ton of effort has gone into this, but this is the absolute like, you know, apex of Lectric's design and effort, and like we pride ourselves on being like scalable and efficient and everything like this, and this is just like the embodiment of the Lectric DNA. So, and I want you to find the biggest meanest hill in your area and like
Yeah.
try to take it on, and then like try to like run these batteries dry. But like the fact that it went almost 60 miles with 450 pounds on it is just stupid. Like that's just like what it's just really expanding the horizon. And I just can't wait to see how the market and just the continuous innovation that this is going to demand. Because I'm such a believer in this e-bike space right now. I've been a little, you know, frustrated and disappointed in some of my competition and fellow market leaders, because you know a lot of them are struggling, right? There's no shortage of headlines. It's like, guys, e-bikes are here to stay. Like it's such a transformative solution for people, and we see it over in Europe. It has completely been
Oh,
adopted
yes.
there. We have so much growth to still capture here. This industry is going to get to this massive growth with or without these like big name brands, but like let's just be better. And like, you know, I saw some price increases happen in the earlier part of this year, which
Yeah.
I thought was really dumb, because it's like there's no reason to be raising the prices. There's no reason to price a trike over $1,500, in my opinion. Like there's just not the
Yeah.
things that are happening in the background, like what was happening in previous years, where
Yeah.
like there was a lot of inflationary pressure that we were feeling. You know, I really hope that this commands a response from the market, and that they do respond. And you know, because at the end of the day, this market will thrive more with just real competition, other than me just being psychotic and trying to price things extremely low and deliver insane value.
No,
I want someone else to party.
I'm so excited. I actually, my last video was, what I thought was going to come out in 2023 as far as the industry would change out. And the trike was mentioned because you guys had just talked about it. I thought that was actually just in itself already. I mean, so many more people can now enter the e-bike.
Totally.
What's I think's going to happen is people are going to ride the trike and realize they're ready to go to an e-bike. The
Yes.
two-wheeler. I mean, and so I think we're actually going to see even growth in that. But that's another, I mean, we went to New York in late October, and first time I've ever been, and the e-mobility and the delivery cargo bikes that are all out there. One, I thought was kind of interesting how dangerous they were. A lot of these people,
Sure.
I understand the bikes are so expensive on so many different levels that they're actually buying cheaper batteries, off-market stuff, causing
No, it's
fires.
terrible.
Yeah, and the bikes, I mean, that they're jury rigging extra batteries, adding it to their bikes because they need to, because they're using. Yeah, I think I can totally see these bikes all over New York for those guys actually doing delivery, because that's what they're using them for.
Yeah.
All over, they're everywhere, and that's what an amazing thing. Battery range or range anxiety is the biggest thing I keep hearing about. Oh, what about when people ask, what about the range? And is that all? And I say, honestly, 30, 40 miles is really a decent range for to go. And but I don't know why they think that's not enough, to just charge. You don't usually ride 30, 40 miles in a day if you're going to commute. No. Yeah, to have this without any anxiety as well, this is going to change a lot.
No, this
Plus,
is like you plug it in like once a week. Type of capabilities. Like you can legitimately commute with this and like charge it once a week, and it's really gonna. And you're totally right. Like once you eliminate that range anxiety, like people will get more use and like use things more, and that's the objective here. And I think in particular, this platform that it sits on and the modularity and everything, you know, people might just start with using it to like transport their kids around. Because one of the big areas, you know, cargo bikes really excel in is this area of dropping kids off at school and like skipping the big line of cars and whatever. Like cargo bikes kind of just jump to the front, drop off the kids, and like they were able to get like 45 minutes back from their day just by not waiting in that school line. And I think that's a great like reason to start and use them. But then suddenly it's like, well, shoot, I could just like zip over to the grocery store with this thing and like whatever. And so we got some really cool projects with this, like that are really pushing the boundaries of these products, where I can't go into too much detail, but it's this awesome project in Africa where we're providing a bunch of these to help with their distribution that they're doing. And it's just like part of our philanthropy, you know, missions that we're trying to get more involved in. But it's just like, it's literally changing some of their lives over there. Is like, instead of using these heavy wheelbarrows to move stuff around, they can just load up this bike and just, it changes their life and their radius and everything. So that's awesome. Really cool stuff. What bikes can do for people. It's not just this fun thing anymore. It is a real transportation tool.
Yes, absolutely. And congratulations, all of this coming out, man. This is amazing.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So this is probably going to hit February 21st, the XPedition, and it's immediately in stock. I'm telling you, man, I want you to beat this thing up. I want you to be able to say that, man, this guy with long hair.
I have hills. The only thing I'm worried about is I have hills in mind that I won't be able to bring some of my guys to ride with me, because those bikes I would not tell, they're going to burn out motors if they try to go with me. So I'll be riding by myself. Actually, I'll have them drive out there so they can bring a camera on a car if they have to. But yeah, I'm excited to try, because we have hills here that are just beasts, and I'm excited to see what we can do with those. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, man, I'm always happy to chat with you, but I kind of wanted to show you the trike and give you some of that context of like why it was created and just like why I think it's so different and what it can actually do for the overall trike industry. But then I also wanted to share this because this is just a couple more weeks away. And I think this is really game changing for just the general e-bike landscape and just the ceiling of these products, right? It's just absolute insanity. So very much excited to launch this and start getting some feedback on it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Dude, Chris, I love talking with you, man, every single time. This is so much fun for me. And I'm glad we were able to do e-bike Saturday together.